In a world full of challenges, you may sometimes feel that negative thoughts block the light from your life. All of us face moments of frustration and anxiety, where we feel stuck in a whirlpool of negative emotions. If you are searching for ways to overcome these feelings and regain control of your life, you are in the right place. In this video, we will discuss 10 proven methods inspired by Stoic philosophy, a philosophy that dates back over 2,000 years and teaches us how to live a life full of positivity and inner peace. These methods are not just theoretical. They are practical tools you can apply in your daily life to reduce psychological pressure and enhance your sense of peace. Accepting what you cannot control, focusing on the present moment, and speaking to yourself positively are just some of the methods we will explore. Stoic philosophy teaches us to live in the present, accept what cannot be changed, and seek the positives even in the most difficult situations. Before we begin, do not forget to support the channel by subscribing and enabling notification bells, as this enhances our ability to provide valuable and useful content for you. Let us begin our journey toward positivity. The first step toward enhancing positivity: accepting what you cannot control. In our daily lives, we face many situations that are beyond our will: the weather, others' actions, and even past events. These things are not under your control, and thinking about them or trying to change them will only lead to frustration. In Stoic philosophy, accepting what cannot be changed is fundamental. When we learn how to let go of things we cannot control, we become freer. Instead of worrying about what cannot be changed, we should focus on what we can control. Ask yourself, what can I do now to improve my situation? When you accept what you cannot control, you will begin to notice how you gain a more positive outlook on life. Instead of complaining and worrying, you will find yourself investing your energy in things you can influence. This shift in thinking will help you progress and grow personally. Remember, life is too short to spend worrying about things beyond our control. Accept what you cannot change and give yourself permission to focus on what is important. When you give yourself this opportunity, the negatives will begin to fade, and you will gain a clearer vision for the future. Prepare to reconsider how you interact with life around you and accept it as it is. You will gain more space for growth and enjoyment of what already exists in your life, focusing on the present moment. One of the most important lessons of Stoic philosophy is the importance of living in the present moment. In a world full of pressures and distractions, we often tend to dwell on the past or worry about the future. This habit negatively affects our mental health, as it makes us ignore the beauty of the present moment and the details of life we enjoy. When we focus on the past, we find ourselves trapped in a whirlpool of regret or sadness. We may remember mistakes we made or moments we wish we could change, leading to negative feelings that affect our mood. On the other hand, when thinking about the future, we may be prone to anxiety and stress about what might happen, reinforcing feelings of fear and insecurity. Therefore, focusing on the present moment comes as an effective way to reduce these negative feelings. We can practice this through self-awareness, a concept that involves full attention to what is happening around us and within us. Start by dedicating daily time to be fully present. When you eat, try to enjoy every bite. Notice the flavors and textures. When you are with friends, focus on them and enjoy the conversation instead of thinking about your daily tasks. Techniques like meditation and deep breathing also help enhance this focus. When you take a few minutes to breathe deeply, you will notice how your mind is freed from scattered thoughts and becomes more aware of what is happening in the present moment. Remember that life consists of small moments, and each moment carries new opportunities. When you learn how to be present, you will discover beauty in daily details and become less susceptible to negative thoughts. Focusing on the present moment is not just a mental practice, it is a lifestyle that can improve the quality of your life and enhance your sense of inner peace. Choose today to live in the present and enjoy what life offers you now. You will be surprised by the improvement that will take over your psychological state and how things will begin to change toward positivity in your life. Third, speaking to yourself positively. One of the most powerful tools that can affect our psychological state is the way we talk to ourselves. Often, we are harsher on ourselves than we are on others. When we make mistakes or face difficulties, negative thoughts begin to creep into our minds, reinforcing feelings of failure and inadequacy. Stoic philosophy encourages developing positive internal dialogue. This means replacing the negative phrases we use with ourselves with encouraging and motivating phrases. For example, instead of saying, "I am a failure," you can say, "I faced a challenge, but I am learning from it, and will do better next time." These small changes in thinking can make a big difference in your mood and self-confidence. You can also use daily motivational phrases to boost your positivity. Write down a set of positive phrases that inspire you. Dedicate some time each day to read them aloud. You will notice how these words affect the way you see yourself and the world around you. When you speak to yourself with kindness and respect, you begin to build a better relationship with yourself, which helps boost your self-confidence. It is also important to be aware of your negative thoughts. When they arise, try to identify the negative patterns in your internal dialogue and begin to challenge them. Ask yourself, is this thought true? Or how can I rephrase it in a positive way? This type of critical thinking helps you break the negative cycle and allows you to redirect your thoughts toward positivity. Do not forget that positive self-talk is a continuous process. It may take some time to change old habits, but with practice, you will begin to see the transformation. Remember that every positive thought enhances your happiness and reduces the impact of negative thoughts. It is important to realize that the way you talk to yourself plays a big role in shaping your reality. Invest time in building positive internal dialogue, and you will notice how this simple habit can make a big difference in your life. Start today and speak to yourself in the way you deserve. Fourth, practicing daily gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most effective tools for enhancing positivity and eliminating negative thoughts. It is not just a fleeting feeling, but a daily practice that can create a real transformation in how you view life. When we focus on what we are grateful for, we begin to see the world around us in a brighter and more optimistic way. Dedicating a few minutes each day to think about the things we are grateful for can have a profound impact on our psychological state. You can start by writing down 3 things you are grateful for in a special notebook, or simply thinking about them before bed. These things can be simple, like morning coffee, a friend's smile, or even good health. Focusing on small blessings helps you see beauty in daily details. Studies indicate that practicing gratitude regularly can improve your happiness levels and reduce anxiety and depression. When you realize what you have instead of what you lack, your perspective changes drastically. This shift can help you face challenges better and give you a sense of satisfaction and inner peace. Additionally, you can expand your circle of gratitude to include the people around you. Try to express your gratitude to the people in your life. Write a thank you note, or leave a positive comment, or simply tell them how much you appreciate them. This action not only makes them feel appreciated, but also contributes to strengthening your personal relationships. You can also practice gratitude through meditation. Dedicate some time in your day to sit quietly and think about the things you are grateful for. This type of meditation can be beneficial for clearing your mind and enhancing your sense of comfort. In the end, gratitude is the key to seeing life in a positive way. Make gratitude practice a daily habit. and you will notice how your feelings and thoughts change. The more positive practices you incorporate into your life, the more you will feel peace and happiness. Start today and celebrate the small and big blessings in your life. Fifth, practicing self-control and calmness. One of the most important principles in Stoic philosophy is promoting self-control and calmness, especially in the face of difficult situations. In a world full of challenges and daily pressures, we may sometimes feel that feelings of anger or frustration are increasing, negatively affecting our mental health and decisions. Self-control means the ability to control your reactions and emotions instead of letting them control you. When we face difficult situations, whether they are conflicts with others or challenges at work, it is easy to succumb to anger or anxiety. But by practicing self-control, we can take a step back and analyze the situation calmly and rationally. One of the effective techniques for achieving self-control is deep breathing. When you feel stressed or angry, take a moment to close your eyes and breathe deeply. Try to focus on your breath and think about what is happening around you. This helps reduce stress levels and gives you time to think more clearly before making any decisions. Meditation is also a great way to promote calmness. By dedicating a few minutes daily to relaxation and meditation, you can learn how to deal with negative thoughts and emotions more effectively. Meditation gives you the opportunity to practice self-awareness and enhances your ability to cope with stress. It is also important to remember that calmness does not mean not feeling emotions, but rather the ability to understand your emotions and control them. When you feel angry, acknowledge it, but try to deal with it constructively instead of reacting impulsively. You can express your feelings in a calm and respectful way. Remember that self-control and calmness are skills that require practice. It may be difficult at first, but with time and repetition, you will find yourself more capable of maintaining your calm even in the toughest circumstances. Enhancing these skills will help you make better decisions, communicate more effectively with others, and give you a greater sense of control over your life. Make self-control and calmness part of your daily life, and observe how these practices affect the quality of your life. The more you can control your reactions, the more opportunities you will have to live in peace and positivity. Sixth, building positive habits. Building positive habits is a fundamental element for improving the quality of our lives and enhancing positivity. Habits are the behaviors we perform repeatedly and can be either positive or negative. If you have negative habits like constant worrying or overthinking, it may be difficult to get rid of them, but you can replace them with positive habits that enhance your mental health and well-being. The first step in building positive habits is identifying what you want to achieve. Start by determining the areas you want to improve, such as physical health, psychological balance, or developing new skills. Positive habits may include exercising regularly, reading a book daily, or practicing meditation. To facilitate the process of building new habits, you can use the strategy of gradual progress. Instead of trying to change your life overnight, start with small steps. For example, if you want to exercise, you can start with just 10 minutes a day. Over time, you can gradually increase this duration until it becomes part of your daily routine. Also, try to make your positive habits enjoyable and inspiring. If you love music, you can exercise while listening to your favorite songs. Or if you enjoy nature, practice exercising outdoors. Linking positive habits with activities you love will make it easier to stick to them. It is also important to track your progress. You can use a journal to document your achievements, or the more power you will have over your circumstances. In Stoic philosophy, the true strength of a person lies not in how loud they speak or how quickly they react, but in how calmly and wisely they respond. Instead of letting external events dictate your inner peace, you become the master of your own state. When someone upsets you or a problem suddenly appears, take a deep breath and remind yourself, this too is a test of my character. You are not defined by what happens to you, but by how you choose to respond. Incorporating this principle daily means giving yourself a pause, a space between stimulus and reaction. In that space lies your power, your growth, and your freedom. So when things go wrong, when people disappoint you, or when life feels overwhelming, use that pause. Breathe. Reflect. Choose a response aligned with your values. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions, but managing them with awareness and intention. Over time, this practice becomes second nature. You'll begin to notice that you are no longer easily shaken, that peace becomes your default, and that you gain a deeper sense of control over your life. Let calmness be your strength and self-mastery your goal. The more you practice this, the more resilient, grounded, and empowered you become. Sixth, reflecting on death and impermanence. While it may seem dark or uncomfortable, one of the core Stoic practices is memento mori, remembering that life is temporary. This is not meant to cause fear, but rather to awaken us to the urgency of living meaningfully. When we keep in mind that everything, our joys, our sorrows, even our lives, is impermanent, we start to value the present more deeply. We waste less time on petty concerns, arguments, or regrets. Ask yourself, if today were my last day, how would I live it? What really matters? This reflection brings clarity. It helps us let go of grudges, forgive more easily, express love more freely, and pursue what truly matters. It also softens our fears. We accept that change, loss, and endings are part of the human experience. Instead of resisting impermanence, we embrace it. And in that acceptance, we find freedom. Remember, death is not the opposite of life, but a part of it. Reflecting on it doesn't diminish your joy, it deepens it. It teaches you to live with purpose, to be present, and to leave a legacy of kindness and wisdom. By integrating memento mori into your daily mindset, you gain the courage to live more fully and the wisdom to focus on what counts. Let this reflection not be a source of sorrow, but a call to live with intensity, gratitude, and grace. The more you can control your reactions, the more you will be able to live a stable and balanced life. Self-control and calmness are not signs of weakness, but rather signs of inner strength and maturity. When you reach a stage where you do not allow external events to shake your peace, you will begin to experience a new level of personal freedom and deep inner peace. Sixth, building a meaningful routine. A consistent and meaningful routine is one of the cornerstones of psychological stability. In Stoic philosophy, living with intention is essential. Instead of letting your days pass passively, create a routine that reflects your values and supports your psychological and physical health. Start your day with a clear goal, determine what matters to you, and plan your tasks accordingly. Include healthy habits, such as waking up early, exercising, reading, and reflection. This structure helps reduce anxiety and gives you a sense of control. The more purposeful your routine is, the more balanced you will feel. Seventh, reducing exposure to negativity. In our modern world, we are constantly bombarded with negative news, social media comparisons, and toxic environments. One of the most important steps to maintaining positivity is limiting exposure to negative sources. Be selective about what you consume. Ask yourself, is this content adding value to me or draining me? You can also reduce the time spent on social media or unfollow accounts that affect you negatively. Choose instead to follow pages and people who spread hope, knowledge, and inspiration. Remember, your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant in it will grow, So make sure to plant positivity and surround yourself with people and content that support your journey. 8th, engaging in acts of kindness. Doing good for others is one of the most effective ways to increase your happiness and eliminate negativity. When you help someone, offer support, or even just smile, you release chemicals in your brain that enhance your mood. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the value of community and service. So take some time in your day to do something good, even something small. Hold the door open for someone, send a kind message, donate to a cause, or simply listen to a friend who needs support. These actions not only help others, but also build your sense of purpose and personal satisfaction. 9th, seeking wisdom instead of perfection. Perfectionism is one of the biggest sources of stress and self-criticism. Instead of striving to be perfect, strive to be wise. Wisdom means learning from your experiences, embracing failure as part of the journey, and making decisions based on thought and clarity. The Stoics believed that wisdom is the highest virtue. When you focus on growth instead of flawlessness, you open the door to continuous development. Remind yourself that it is okay to make mistakes as long as you learn from them. Perfection is not realistic, but wisdom is achievable, and with it comes freedom from the burden of unrealistic expectations. 10th, reflecting daily and evaluating yourself. At the end of each day, dedicate a few quiet minutes to reflect on what happened. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? What can I improve tomorrow? This simple habit, recommended by many Stoic thinkers, helps you develop self-awareness and stay connected to your values. Reflection allows you to celebrate your progress and identify your challenges. You can write your thoughts in a journal or simply think about them while relaxing. With time, you will discover that this habit makes a significant difference in your self-development and psychological clarity. In conclusion, positivity is not a fleeting emotion. It is a way of thinking, a daily decision, and a path we choose with intention and awareness. Through Stoic philosophy and the practices we discussed today, acceptance, presence, positive self-talk, gratitude, self-control, meaningful routine, limited negativity, kindness, wisdom, and reflection, you can build a life richer in peace, resilience, and meaning. Start today. Choose one practice and commit to applying it. With time, you will notice how your inner world changes, and with it, the outer world begins to look different, brighter, calmer, and more beautiful. Thank you for watching. If this video benefited you, do not forget to like, comment, and share it with someone who might need it. And remember, you deserve a life filled with peace and light.